Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to share this review of this very interesting movie that I just recently watched, and I just had to come here and give my opinion on it. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Yes, please don't forget to like, comment, share. Subscribe is very important in order for the channel to grow and go to the next level. So before we get into further details and actually discuss this whole confusing situation relationship that happened between, in this case, Ariel and Chloe on this movie, like I said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments because your opinion does matter. So let's get right into further details and not waste any more time. So basically, it's a thriller film about a young photographer, Ariel, who experiences a dark turn of events while working on a project at her older boyfriend's second home in Mexico. So basically, the movie starts off with Ariel. You can see that she's struggling when it comes to her photography career. Basically, the agency that she works with are not very happy with her, her latest work because it's not selling, it's not doing well. And obviously, in this case, Ariel, she definitely wants to make it as a photographer, but at the beginning you can see that she actually goes through a very complicated situation that ends up affecting her worth ethic a lot. And when it comes to her just being able to elaborate and do a little bit more when it comes to her project, so basically her agency tells her, hey, you need to find an inspiration, you need to figure something out because the work you are giving in is not giving, it's not what we are looking for, it's not selling, and obviously you will not able to get paid for your work. And obviously now that she realized she cannot make money out of her living, as a photographer, she actually ends up, working as a bartender to make some extra cash. So later on, she actually embarks on this journey to go ahead and find inspiration and just to get away from everything with this, guy that she have met in the past who they had actually a very strong, intimate connection with. And the guy is actually very well off, financially. So he basically invites her to go to Mexico, and just go spend some time out of the city, out of the country, and just basically, to go ahead and go find some inspiration and also spend some quality time together, insulated in a mansion and just, having fun like they basically are dating. So she actually ends up, deciding to do so. But you can see as she gets there, Ariel experience a lot of dark events. She starts to see things, and a lot of things for her just started not to go, started not to add up for her. Later on, Chloe comes in the picture. So Chloe is actually introduced as Derek's daughter to Ariel, but as the movie progresses, you can actually see that the truth starts to come out, and that was not actually the case. So at the beginning, you can see that two ladies, they were bonding, obviously Ariel thinking this is, her boyfriend's, in this case, daughter. So, they were just bonding. They had like a good relationship, but not a good relationship, but a good relationship, but not a good relationship. It's like they were fine with each other. Or Chloe also help in this case Ariel when it comes to her, her photo shoots and all of that, helping her to, put content together. She was like a model. They used to do a lot of fun stuff together. But later on, you can actually see that the truth starts to come out, and Chloe started to go through stuff as well. And on the other hand, Ariel also, she started to see a lot of just weird stuff happening around the house when it comes to people writing on her mirror, basically telling her to leave, her clothes getting bleached, and just a lot of things when it comes to realizing that she's being recorded all the time, that Chloe is being recorded. So there was a lot of mysteriousness going on. The two had a very good connection. That's why I was a little bit confused about the ending, but I will get there. So later on, you can see that Chloe and Ariel, they get into a very deep conversation where obviously Ariel, she ends up finding some photos in Chloe's room, and she starts to questioning her. And that's where Chloe basically told Ariel how her mother passed away and how that was traumatizing for her because she passed away in the house that they are currently in, and they still are like with nobody actually knows what happened, that day. So later on, as the movie progresses, you can actually see that one and one starts to go together. And later on, obviously, Ariel, she discovers that Chloe and Derek aren't actually, father and daughter in this case. It looks like, Ariel is like his stepdaughter and not his daughter. So yeah, that's what I got out of it. Correct me if I'm wrong. So she basically ends up finding out that, in this case, Chloe is Derek's stepdaughter and not her actually daughter, and that Derek actually was the one who eliminated, her mother during an argument that they had. And obviously, he took on that responsibility, but things get a little bit more complicated because as the movie progresses, you can actually see that later on, yes, later on, Ariel actually ends up finding out that Chloe and Derek was sleeping together and they actually had a whole romance going on. Obviously, you can see that Chloe later on confessed to Ariel that she kind of felt trapped. That's the reason why she was with him and blah, 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 blah. She had her own thing going on. And later on, obviously, Ariel finds out that Derek was the one who eliminated her mother. So, they had everything on tape and so on. But obviously, later on, Derek found out that they knew. So now Derek was after them and it just went to a whole situation. Yes, things just started to get dark very quick, and then Derek started to argue with Chloe, and Chloe started to argue with Ariel, and then Ariel started to argue with Derek, and then Derek eliminated people, and people got eliminated, and it was just a whole situation. And as the movie progresses, during that argument, you can see that, in this case, Ariel and Chloe, to defend themselves, from Derek attacking them, they actually ended up eliminating him in a very like way that I would definitely recommend you also watch to see how they did it. And they actually end up getting away with it. I don't know how they got away with it, but they actually end up getting away with it. So during this whole thing, you can see that Ariel finally got her inspiration back, and because of this whole story and events that she went through, she actually ended up putting out a very interesting, photography project, and it basically did very well for her at the end. And you can also see by the end of the movie, Chloe was also there to support her and so, just appreciate the content that she have put out, and it basically sold out. And they kind of had this interaction that made me realize that yes, they looks like they are dating at the end. They actually end up being together. So yeah, that's what the movie is all about. Very straightforward. It is a long movie. I would recommend you also be patient if you guys are looking to see like a lot of romance happening between, in this case, Ariel and Chloe. This is not it. The movie, when it comes to their storyline, is a little bit more, it is there, but it's not showcased enough. It's just showcased more how they bonded, how the relationship started. But when it comes to that fireness, that spiciness, that loving moments, you will not get it at all. But yes, the movie is still very good. I will highly recommend you also go ahead and go watch it. It is available to watch on Apple TV, Tubi, and Plex, and the quality is good. The movie is good. The chemistry between the two is good, and the ending of the movie made me realize that they actually end up being together. So yeah, great story, great story. Nothing special, nothing from another world. To be honest, I am kind of disappointed in the movie because when I was doing, my research to include it on new lesbian content to watch, I really had high expectations for it. So when I went and I watched it, I was kind of disappointed because I definitely did expect a little bit more. When it came to in this Ariel and Chloe's relationship, it was more based off, them eliminating Derek to later on be together, and for Ariel to succeed in her photography career, and also Chloe to find peace regarding her situation. So yes, guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Until the next video, and goodbye.